Well, hello, everybody. So excited to have you here with our Joylux Menopause Made More Joyful show. My name is Dawn Chubai, and if you are one of the 6,000 women who may be entering menopause as we speak today, as happens in the US every single day, then you are in absolutely the right place. So I'm so happy to have you here. We've got Lauren from the Joylux team who is also moderating our show. So you are in the right place if you have questions. And if you've ever just wanted to learn about some solutions that are available to you, solutions that help you with vaginal dryness, the lack of natural lubrication, maybe you've got weak pelvic floor strength despite all the number of Kegels, and maybe you've kind of lost your groove, right? We're going to help you get that groove back, or according to Halle Berry, let's get you spinning. Yes, so we've got a tremendous lineup today of intimate products for her, but also what I'm going to call your personal trainer for your vagina. This is the vFit. And today we've got a few different options for you in the vFit. We've got our Rose Gold Empowerment Bundle, which comes not only with our beautiful classic vFit with the rose gold, but it comes with the photonic wipes. It also comes with the photonic gel, which increases the energy by up to 45%, and comes with your vulva moisturizer. So that to me is the best value for those of you that want a comprehensive package that has everything you need with the proven effectiveness of red light therapy. But we also have the award-winning, yes, Oprah Daly said this is one of the best devices for your pelvic floor strength. This is our vFit Pro model that's been endorsed by Halle Berry. This comes on its own. Everything comes with the charger and of course the case, but we've also got our classic vFit as well, which does come on its own. Certainly if you just want the proven benefits of red light, sonic vibration, gentle warmth, but we also have a starter kit available for you as well, which just comes with the kind of the basics. So everything is available at joylux.com. If you're watching on Instagram, I see we're live on Instagram and Facebook. I would invite you to join us at joylux.com, where you will actually see the entire live event. You will see it with the little buttons that you can press with the products we're talking about. And that's also where we are moderating and reviewing comments and questions. So we're here to help, and hopefully that you have some clarity and maybe some solutions to some of the problems that you're dealing with because of menopause. I see that our chat is open. Please let me know where you're watching from. I'm super, super curious. I'm in Vancouver right now, where there is a beautiful sunny sky. It's a bit chilly. Hopefully you are good where you are. I know out east we've been seeing some stormy weather, so hopefully you're nice and safe and sound. But we're going to give you something to learn about and talk about today. So first of all, let's talk about the vFit in general. And I'm going to hold up, just for this purpose, because it's so pretty, I'm going to hold up the rose gold version. What happens to our body as we start to age? Well, we know that our face, starts to see issues, our body in general, our tissue, right? Our largest organ, which is our skin. Let's sort of center around that. So what happens? Well, we start to see as we age, right? Things start to sag, things start to deflate. We maybe start off as a nice plump raisin, and now we start to look a little bit more like a grape. So what does that mean? We're starting to dry out. We're starting to see the lack of collagen and estrogen depletion. So what does that mean when you talk about your intimate areas? We start to see, again, tissue laxity, bladder leakage, right? Weaker pelvic floor, vaginal dryness. We don't lubricate naturally as easily and readily as we used to. And what can that translate into? Many times pain with intercourse. So this is the vFit. The vFit was created by Colette, who owns and started Joylux, and she created it based on her background knowledge of, working in med spas and medical clinics where red light therapy was used. And so when she had her son, not only was she thrust into the joys of motherhood, but also postpartum. And then for an extra little added benefit, also perimenopause. And so she was dealing with a lot of those things that we just showed you and talked about. And so she said, well, gosh, I wonder if, the technology of red light therapy that so many of us are used to for our face, right? A lot of those masks, you've probably seen them, maybe, microneedling, and maybe they treat you with like red light therapy after. So it's the technology already existed and was invented by NASA. And she thought, well, gee, I wonder if that would help us with our intimate areas. So enter Dr. Sarah, who, again, in coordination with the knowledge that she has and expertise as a board certified gynecologist, but also Colette in her area and expertise in the Medi-Spa space, I wonder if this would help with our vaginal wellness. Well, yeah, as an OBGYN, Dr. Sarah says it so clearly right here. She knows how important it is, yes, to prioritize intimate health. And what the vFit does is it helps women regain confidence and comfort in their intimate lives naturally and non-invasively. So you might be thinking, well, how does that happen? So how does the vFit actually work? Well, I've just touched on the red light therapy, but there's actually 3 mechanisms. So not only, and I'm going to turn this off so I can go through them all for you. All of the vFits, by the way, run the same way, and I'll go through the differences in just a second. Ask your questions. I'm here to answer them as well. But it runs on 3 mechanisms, 3 sort of ingredients to the recipe that will help, I'm going to say, rejuvenate to some extent your intimate health and, yes, your vagina and your pelvic floor strength. So when I turn it on, I choose a treatment time, and all the treatment times start the same on all the devices. It starts at 6 minutes, which is every other day, and then goes to 8, goes to 10. And I hold this down. So when I hold this down, immediately see the red light. Now, this is actually going to get brighter. Now, can you also hear? Yes, there's a sonic vibration with several different modes. And on top of it, there is a gentle warmth as well. Now, for this purpose, just so it doesn't interfere with the microphone, I'm going to turn off the vibration. But these 3 things, which again are the high-powered red LEDs, the 6 sonic modes, the gentle heat, which again, when you insert this into your vagina, is literally like a cozy, cozy feeling, will give you the benefits of, we've got the clinical studies here as well, of increased sensation, of tissue repair, right? Increased vaginal hydration, which also leads to other benefits like more confidence and overall improved health and wellness in your intimate areas. And what I'd love for you to know about this red light therapy is it's the same red light that many of us have seen. Probably you're watching TikTok, you're watching all the shopping shows, maybe you're watching The View and all these other shows where they talk about these masks, right, that people wear, or they go to the spa and they lay down and they've got like almost like this dome of red light. And so what this does is this actually works toward your tissue repair. And it's the same red light therapy that a lot of athletes use. Maybe you've gone to a physiotherapist or a chiropractor and they put like a red light pad on you. It's the same that also helps with muscle repair and joint health. So that is, we're talking like 3,000 published studies on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy, which is why the FDA has said, yeah, gosh, this is a great health and wellness device in vFit. Oh, I see Martha's asked a question. Perfect. I'm going to what I'm going to say, so this is kind of more of a medical question. I'll read it. Can I use my vFit if I've been diagnosed with a few issues, and I can't pronounce it, cystocell and retrocell, I think. I've been using it before my diagnosis. So Martha, what I would say is that, vFit is designed, we've talked about these benefits, right? To strengthen the pelvic floor, also increasing your hydration, helping with tissue repair. When it comes, and this is the overall blanket statement, if there is ever anything you're concerned about, whether something is going to interfere maybe with something that you're doing or a specific diagnosis, I'm always going to say chat with your doctor, and especially because I don't know of these specific instances. But I will also say, and I know Lauren will also put the phone number on our page here, because our customer care also has a lot more information. They've kind of got Dr. Sarah ready at the hand, and if she's not immediately available, we can absolutely get answers for you. But you're never wrong by talking to your doctor about this. And in fact, this is a doctor recommended device. We actually have the Pro device as well that many doctors, will either have in clinic or will refer their clients and their patients to. And the only difference, frankly, between the Pro device and the Classic, which comes in the rose gold and the plain white, is that this one just gets you there faster. There are more sonic modes. It's got, again, additional sonic modes. It's got additional treatment time. And it's the exact reason that Halle Berry actually wanted to give her endorsement for this Pro device. So more LED power. And again, don't forget, you're going to want, if you pick up the Pro device, you're going to want to pick up the photonic gel because that will even give you more power, up to 45% more. There are 4 additional vibration modes and also up to not just 10 minutes, but 12 minutes. So the difference between this one and the white one is this goes to 10, this one goes to 12, but they all work the same. Okay. So the LED, we've got the gentle heat, 40 degrees Celsius, which again, you're going to insert this into your vagina. So it should feel just like a cozy, gentle warmth. And then the vibration modes, which by the way, I don't know if you'll hear them or not. So this one's more like a wave, and then it can go to pulsing, and then you can just turn it off, which I just did. So that's how that works. They all work in the same mechanism. So sorry, Martha, hopefully, yes, be sure to get the photonic gel. So Martha, yeah, thank you so much for asking your question again. I'd invite you to talk to your doctor, but what Martha's saying, if you're just joining us, Martha's basically said she's been using the vFit, and yes, she recommends the photonic gel. So with your Empowerment bundle, which again is the rose gold that comes with all of this, which is an amazing deal, and we'll talk about what each of these do. We've also got the starter kit, which basically has all of that, but the vulvar moisturizer. And then of course you can also pick up the classic vFit, but they're all essentially the same technology. And what Martha was talking about is the photonic gel. So I'd like to talk about this photonic gel and the purpose of this photonic gel, because I know sometimes we get a few questions about the Halle Berry lube, the lubricant, right? Which is your playtime gel, your intimacy gel. And then we've got the photonic gel. And yes, this does have a bit of a slip to it. It's also OBGYN formulated. So again, Dr. Sarah, so completely clean. And it does have a little bit of a slip to it, completely unscented as well. And so how this one works is, and I'll grab the Halle Berry version again, because if you're getting the Halle Berry version, this is the only one that doesn't come with a bundle option. So you purchase that separately. So you're going to just, put a little on the edge, or you're going to put it on your hand and then rub it in. And so this will make it a little easier to insert as well, because obviously we're dealing with dryness. So I totally get, like, it's nice to have something with a little slip. You're going to turn it on. So here we go, turn it on and pick your treatment time. And I'm just gonna turn off the vibration for now. But again, it's all valid. There's the reason for every mechanism. And it's just gonna make it a little easier to slip in. And then you're just putting it into the edge here. So when we first started presenting the vFit, of course, a lot of people went like, oh my gosh, like that edge is huge. That's the brain, right? You're only inserting into here. And so to Martha's point, why the photonic gel? The photonic gel is going to increase the power of the light. So it will actually get you there faster. 45% it increases. So you don't have to use the gel, but the gel is there for a specific reason. Now, sometimes we get people asking, well, can't I just use my lube? Yeah, I mean, in theory you can, right? Because the lube is, again, OBGYN designed. It's completely clean, it's vegan, it's unscented, but it wouldn't increase the power. So in a pinch, sure, you could use your lubricant, but really the photonic gel is designed for your device, and you saw how bright that went. But the lube, again, is more of your playtime device. So I hope that answers the question. And Martha, thank you for sharing that information. Now, if you're watching on social media, I do invite you to join us at joylux.com. You're going to be able to find our live shopping event. And from there, you're going to be able to ask your questions, which I'll answer. And you're also going to see the buttons for the programs and the products that I'm presenting to you. And then you'll be able to click and you'll be able to add to cart, and also be able to sort of see everything that's included in the bundle, because I know sometimes we go a little bit fast. Martha, I'm curious, where are you watching from? And I see we have a number of you watching. Where are you watching from? Let me know. I'm super curious. And I'm also curious, is this the first time that you're watching the Menopause Made Joyful show? I've been presenting this show for several months, since summer of last year. So I'm always happy to partner with Joylux, because Joylux was a brand that actually I was introduced to when I was working at the shopping channel. And so we brought this classic Joylux, which was the original, and we brought this to the shopping channel, and it sold out in the first show. Colette was on the show, and now she trusts me to do the shows myself, which is great. And to really, showcase why this is such an innovative product. Do you know that there are so many great reviews and testimonials, not only from doctors, but from people just like you, people that are maybe suffering in silence, possibly. Maybe you've not felt comfortable talking to your doctor. I love that Dr. Sarah is everybody's doctor. And when you've experienced the Joylux device, the vFit, you've experienced maybe some of what we see here. Maybe this is what you want. Maybe this is your aspiration, like Kate, who says this is life-changing. Vaginal moisture increased within just a few sessions. Then we've got Donna, absolutely one of the best investments for my health that I've ever made. Moisture, sensitivity, tissue health, and more. And then Lauren, who is 61, level 61, right? The higher levels, we aspire to be those higher levels in everything. And in our age, we don't have to treat this as a downgrade. We treat this as the next level. This is great. My wish is for every woman to be able to have a vFit. And I'm so happy with the results in just a few weeks. So let me explain to you what the protocol is. And then I want to take a look afterwards of some of the other treatments that maybe you've kind of investigated or maybe you've even tried. So all of our vFits, and we always get this question, like, what's the difference? Hi, SLB, Idaho, Martha, Nebraska. Great. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me know. So I get a lot of questions like, what's the difference between all of these three? So this is your classic vFit, right? So this is the classic device. You've got the full LED red light benefits, perfect if you want the solution without maybe a bunch of extra products. So this on its own, we have available for $395. It does also come with an option of a payment plan if you are interested in that. When you go to joylux.com and watch the stream, we've got that in there. It's basically a membership that allows you to break up the payments and also sets you up with some subscription on some other products. So the price hopefully isn't something that stands in your way, especially because we want you to get the results that you desire. So we have the classic available, and these all work the same. Classic goes up to 10-minute treatment time, as does our rose gold. Now the rose gold does not come on its own, even though it's so pretty, and you might be thinking, oh, can't I just get the device and nothing else? This one is a limited edition, and it comes with a few other items. So we talked about the photonic gel. So this comes with the photonic gel. It comes with the photonic wipes. So the wipes are for your device. It's basically your sanitizer for your device. And it also comes with the vulva moisturizer, which is the Revitalize Her. And we'll talk about that in just a second. The starter kit also does come with a few items if you're still looking for the classic device and want a few items. These bundles are, I'm going to say, if you are looking at some of the other products that we have, the bundles are really good because it basically gives you a break on the price overall versus purchasing separately. But certainly if you want just the classic on its own. Now, we also have the Pro device. Now, this is the device when Halle Berry had a chance to try the Pro version. So this is the one that would be like in the doctor's offices. She's like, I want to put my name behind that. And so with Halle, we have Halle that has supported this. In fact, this is why this has been deemed, one of the top devices, according to Oprah, is because this has the Pro elements to it. So it's basically all the things that we love of the original, plus it's got the added intensity options, more advanced user experience. There's a sleek, elevated design you can see with the chrome. And so this, if you want the most power for better results faster, then you're going to pick up the Pro device. It does come at $100 more. But again, this is the Pro device. And like we see with everything. Now, honestly, if I were you and you're thinking, I don't know, there is absolutely, like, the classic device is where it started. And you're still getting, after using the protocol, results in, as we heard from one, I think it was Kate, in just a few sessions. And Halle also said within a week. Really, when you look at the protocol that starts at 6 minutes every other day, 8 minutes after that for, after 2 weeks or so, and then going up to 10. After about 10 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, you're in maintenance mode. And then you're only doing this, once or twice a week. So it's a very easy thing to, absorb into your routine. This can be done while you're checking your social media in the morning, drinking your morning coffee. My husband goes and makes the coffee in the morning, and then I'm on my own for a while. So like 6 minutes. Everyone's got 6 minutes. I promise you can multitask with this one. Laying in your bed, relaxing, reading, could be night, day, doesn't matter, whatever's convenient for you. MC said, what's the difference between the regular and the plus? Great question. And Lisa, I will also answer your question, which is about red light therapy. So here's the regular. Well, this is also the regular. Comes in a bundle, but for this purpose, MC, I'm going to bring up the regular. We'll call this the classic device, okay? What's the difference between the classic and the Pro version, the plus? Honestly, more power, right? Longer treatment time, more sonic modes. That's kind of it. So the main difference, if I was to give you what the transformation is, what the benefit, you get here faster. You get your desired results faster with the Pro than with the classic. that doesn't mean that you're not like, it could be the difference of a few weeks, right? For some, maybe a difference of 3 weeks, for some, maybe more, but this gets you there faster. It's not a better device. It's just, again, the added benefit is it gets you there faster. And of course, if you love the design and all of that kind of thing, they both plug in the same way. You get the charger included. They both have red light therapy. There are additional, right? Like again, more powerful LED. And on top of it, of course, you got the longer treatment time. So you just get there faster. So MC, I hope that answers your question. Now, red light therapy, Lisa, great question. So let me pull out our classic device, which is not, doesn't mean it's lesser than this. It's just, again, this is where you start maybe. Maybe this is all you ever need. You can also, with a software upgrade your original device to Plus. So that's an easy option for you as well if you don't care about the Chrome, and if you want to take advantage of one of our bundles today, because the saving actually sometimes in many cases can almost justify the upgrade for you. So red light therapy. Lisa, have you ever gone to a spa or a Medi Spa where they offer red light therapy? Maybe you've been to a wellness place where they've got like a red light bed where you can lay down and you get the red light therapy. So red light was actually invented by NASA. Okay, so red light LED. And what it's done is it's used to rejuvenate, to grow, right, to promote cellular growth and to nourish. And so what that translates into your intimate area, so your vagina, is this helps in a nutshell with tissue repair, just like when we are trying to help with scar tissue. Often they will recommend red light therapy, right? When you're looking at helping with pain, red light therapy. Athletes, the Olympics just happened. Congrats, you guys. By the way, congrats, USA, on all your successes. Red light therapy is used by elite athletes. And so when we talk about the vFit, how appropriate that we think of this as your trainer, your personal trainer for your vagina. So with the red light therapy, Lisa, you're going to be working on your tissue health. So what's that going to do? That's going to help with the tightening, right? Your pelvic floor strength. It's going to help with the healing. It's going to help with your natural lubrication. Now, sometimes people go, well, what's the deal with the vibration? And honestly, I get mostly men that ask about this because they're immediate because of the nature of the shape of the device, which just really, it's our anatomy, right? This is the anatomy. Our anatomy requires it to be a shape like this so we can insert it into our vagina right up to the edge of the light. So what the sonic vibration is, and the best way I can describe this is we used to, when I worked on the shopping channel, we would sell these vibrating, like almost like a plate, like it would look like a surfboard, right? Something you would stand on. And maybe you've been to a gym or a personal training session where they've got these plates that vibrate. Well, what that would do in that context was to stimulate circulation. Now, if you think about it, what happens when we stimulate circulation, right? Blood flow. What happens when we have blood flow? Okay, we're stimulating a lot of other things. It's why, when you go get a facial, right, and they give you lots of little massages and stuff, right? And they do that sometimes on your legs and on other areas of your body for lymphatic drainage, but they're promoting circulation. And so when you do that, right, it stands to reason that you're also going to be promoting circulation down there. Now, because of the nature of the vibration modes as well, and when I refer to this as a personal trainer, especially with the different modes that let your muscles in your vagina not get complacent, it's contracting, right? It's keeping your muscles down there active and building up strength. And so that's how it's been done, like with these other products. And so for your intimate health, again, understanding that Colette understood what some of the treatments for our face would be and what would that, red light, circulation promotion, right? All of that is helping again with what the doctors have wanted us to achieve and what you have wanted to achieve, which again is, increased sensation, pelvic floor strength, all of that. And then the gentle warmth as well, promoting the healing and the other benefits. And these are not just accidental, let's just wing it and see if this is the trifecta of goodness. There are over 3,000 published studies also on the safety and efficacy of red light therapy. So, that's why this device is so very important. And the FDA has basically said, yes, this is an incredible, health and wellness device for your intimate health. And by the way, there are thousands of reviews for this product. Doctors themselves have reviewed this product and said why they have this pro version. And by the way, their testimonials would be recommending the vFit in general. But for this purpose, I'm just going to hold up the pro version because I think it's good for you to see that, but recommending this to patients. So, and I will say, some of you might even have health insurance coverage for this. I can't speak to everybody, and it's not a generalized question, but it's worth asking about because, again, this is proven therapy, and many insurance plans actually do cover it. So it's worth investigating. vFit, incredible tool to help women finally feel confident again. Natural, effective, all natural, a perfect fit. What are some of the options you've maybe considered out there, and at what cost? And when I say cost, I don't want it to always be about price, although I know that immediately you're looking at price, but not everyone can take hormone replacement therapy. I have a friend who's going through cancer treatment, and because of the medication she's on, she can't do hormone replacement. But even at that, $900 a year. Vaginal rejuvenation, maybe not so simple, right? You're going to a doctor's office. I've never done it. I'm going to assume there's probably potentially some sort of downtime. And you've got to get it done every year, maybe every 2 years, every year anyway. So with the vFit, you can actually do this when you want. You can maintain on your own, which is to say as well, if you've done some of these others, the vFit still can fit, right? You could do a weight loss surgery, but you could still go exercise. So it's the same thing, right? So if I referred it to vaginal rejuvenation, but this is a treatment that you get to do from the comfort and the privacy of your own home, and at a fraction of the cost, and also non-invasive. There's no chemicals involved with this, right? You're not interfering with your medication. So, and there's no downtime. 6 minutes, right? Every other day. After 2 weeks, you're going to go to 8 minutes, then you're going to go to 10. And on the Pro device, which again, Halle Berry has endorsed, you are going to be able to go up to 12 minutes, which means you get there faster. And in particular, with all of the devices, I highly recommend the photonic gel. So I hope that answered your questions on what the difference is. And Lisa, did that answer what you were wondering about red light therapy? Okay, SLB, what sonic mode for faster results? So there actually isn't, the sonic mode and the different modes are not about the different results time-wise. What I will relate this to as best I can, and I hope this does, let me turn this on for you again. And I don't even know if you'll hear it. You'll hear the sonic, but let me see. This is like a wave. And this one goes down, and then it'll amp up and go down and amp up. So when I like to refer, talk about the sonic modes, I always like to think of it like if you go to the gym, right? If you do the bicep curls the same way all the time, eventually your muscles get kind of used to that. And so if you went to a personal trainer for a freshen up, they'd say, oh, just angle a little bit different, or just tweak a different, or instead of going 1, 2, go 1, 2, down, 1, like they'll just change it up. And what it does is it sparks your muscles to go, oh, something's a little different here. I now have room to grow. So there's that, but also SLB, it could be personal preference. Like maybe you would like it to kind of be like a little bit more gentle. Maybe you would like it to be a little more intense. Maybe you like the idea of the waves because it feels a bit more like, so it's a personal preference. And to that point, if for whatever reason you go, I don't feel like the vibration, like that's fine as well. I will say the vibration, as I've mentioned, it's there intentionally. It's not there as your pleasure toy. Okay. It actually is an intentional thing because again, the three mechanisms, the heat, the gentle heat, by the way, the sonic vibration and the red light. And you see how bright that went? They're all intentional for the results that you want to achieve. So, if you didn't have the sonic vibration, it might take you, the pelvic floor strength, you just might take you a little longer to get what you need to get there. No problem. You're still going to get all the kind of incredible results. But this is like the recipe, just like a quiche. You can leave out the salt, but there's going to be a little difference in taste, right? You get the idea? What I will say, it's the consistency of using this that is the most important. So your protocol, it's a very simple protocol to use. And we really invite you to to, look at the instructions when you get it. You get the app as well. You get access to the app. And with our empowerment bundle, you also get our menopause work digital book as well, digital resource. But everybody, you get the app. It can keep track of your programs. And also the instructions are very, very clear. So it talks about, starting at 6 minutes. After 1 week, if you're like, okay, I think I'm ready to go to 8, you can go to 8. If you need 2 weeks, then you go to 8 after that. Like that part, you have some, say in. And also it's been a while since you maybe inserted anything and you're like, I don't even know if I can do 6 right out of the gate, start with 3. But 6 is where we want to give you a protocol that we know that you can do easily and fit into your schedule. Cause we're not trying to give you like another make work project. We understand what this is like, to have another thing added to your to-do list. But so that's why I said, scroll your TikToks while you're doing your vFit, watch your shows. Let me know if you're watching any good bingeable shows right now, by the way. And so that's what I do, right? And then you go up to 8, then you go to 10. And with the Pro device, you can go up to 12. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, good. I'm so excited. One of you bought the rose gold. Okay, great. So let me just reiterate what you're getting with that rose gold bundle. And by the way, I see when you add to cart, don't forget to close out your cart. This sometimes happens. And what I will say in particular with the rose gold bundle is it is a limited edition, meaning when the rose gold is out, we probably won't replace the rose gold. Maybe we'll come out with another color. I don't know. But if you love that rose gold, and certainly the bundles, there's never a guarantee that the bundles will stick around. And the rose gold comes only with the bundle, which at this point, at this moment in time, comes with the photonic gel. It comes with the wipes, which is not your personal wipe, my friends. It is for your device to clean it. Easiest way to clean it. You don't have to use the wipes. If you run out of wipes, you can still clean it with, gentle soap and, warm water, of course. But it does, again, it's a simple solution for you, especially if you're using this by your bedside. You're also getting the Revitalize Her Vulva Moisturizer and access to the digital manual. So if I kind of relate this to the regular vFit is $395. This is still the regular, but it looks different. So it's still the classic. So, for only a few dollars more. So what are we looking at? So for $50 more, you're getting, you're basically getting this, you're paying for this and you're getting everything else for free. That's kind of the best. You're getting all this for free. So that's kind of how I like to say it. So congratulations. Lisa, yes, familiar, wasn't. Okay. You weren't sure what this is for. This is for your vaginal and intimate health. That's the nutshell. This is the vFit. If you are just joining us, yes, we're talking about red light therapy. And I also know some of you just sort of happen upon this page through social media. So great question, Lisa. This is for your vaginal health. This is for the health and wellness of your vagina and your intimate health. So what happens to our body when we age? In general, we start off, think of our face. Let's just take our face. We start off as a nice, plump, juicy grape, right? Everything bounces back nice and easy. It gets juicy easy. It's like moist. Even if you forgot to put moisturizer one night, you're not that worried because, I'm young, right? I've got collagen, I've got estrogen, I've got elastin, I've got all this stuff. As we age, and this is naturally happening. So we age, we're supposed to age. How we want to age can be in our control in all forms. But we eventually turn into a little bit more like a raisin, right? Now, how fast you turn into a raisin depends on how you care for your body in general. Like, are you, eating the right things? Are you exercising, putting lotion and potions and getting facials and doing all this stuff? Till the vFit came along, there really, other than vaginal rejuvenation and maybe some elements of hormone replacement, which again, only deal with certain things, there wasn't really anything from an at-home perspective that could help you with your intimate wellness. And there probably was a time where, a not too distant time, where, you would get people going, well, that's not really, that's like a want. Oh, okay, you hope to be more moist down there. You hope to have a healthy sex life, but it's like an option. No, it's part of our overall wellness. And the one thing I am grateful to Joylux for, and also I would say social media in general has made it a lot easier to talk about what happens to our bodies as our age, and creating a bit of a community and understanding that our intimate and our sexual wellness is part of our overall wellness. And so that, Lisa, is what this is for. This is for your vagina, your intimate wellness. And when it comes to the vulvar moisturizer, this is again about, making yourself feel great down there. I'm not sure, like different in your face here, but it's less about appearance probably, but I guess in some ways it could be about appearance. But, we do need moisture. We lack moisture as we age. We get depleted. Menopause is almost like a bit of a vampire, and it just literally sucks us dry. So it's wonderful to have, products that help support that intimate wellness. So hopefully that answered your question. Good. Excellent. Yeah. And the light, well, that's what I was, so again, hopefully you caught what the light does. It helps with tissue repair. It helps with the tightening, right? So all of that. And the vibration is about more of the pelvic floor strength. So, Kegels, we know, help with pelvic floor strength, but you have to assume that you're doing Kegels correctly. You have to assume you're doing them enough. You're doing them the right way. So you can still do Kegels in addition to using your vFit. The vFit sort of is your insurance policy, right? That you are protecting that pelvic floor strength. And again, the red light therapy, we talk about what it does for our face, our joints, our muscles. Same. The efficacy and the safety of red light therapy, no matter where it's on your body, what kind of devices, the big masks you're wearing and spending $1,200 for, does the same thing. But this is for inside of us. You can't put a mask down there. I don't know. Well, maybe that's a little different kink people have. But anyway, so this again is for the support of your inside, your tissue repair, your pelvic floor strength, muscle tone, essentially, if you think about it down there. Great. Thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you got it. What did Sherry say? Hey, I love a question that starts with, I feel strange asking this. You're in the right place, Cherry. I've never said vagina and vulva so many times in my life as I do on these shows, and you should feel free. You can ask anything. What happens if I have an orgasm? Is this okay for my respin? Okay. So I think you've got a couple of questions, and I think maybe I need to answer a few. So first of all, it's absolutely fine if you have an orgasm while using this. Elephant in the room, and this was actually addressed, I'm going to say this, in the article. It was like on Oprah Daily, because this device won an O award as top intimate wellness device for pelvic floor strength. And this again is the one that Halle Berry has put her name behind. This is the pro version. So it does have vibration, and it actually acknowledged, it said, looks like a vibrator, but it's more than that. Yeah, I mean, it does have vibration to it. Let me see if I can probably hear that. If I had water, you would see vibration. Now, what I will say, Cherry, is this is not the jackhammer that some vibrators are. This wasn't created to be your intimate toy, but in theory, this, I suppose, yeah, you may have an orgasm with this, and it's perfectly fine. Orgasms are great for you. They're very healthy for you. That's not why it was designed, but hey, if you get that extra little cherry on top, if you get my feeling, then good for you. And it's perfectly safe. No problem, right? But don't feel like you have to have an orgasm, or what if I didn't have an orgasm? That's not what this was created. This was literally created as your vaginal fitness. Okay. Now the secondary thing is what you asked about was the respin. So what this is respin by Joylux. Respin, again, sort of is what ties Halle Berry to this, because she also has a collab called Let's Spin, which is part of Respin and Joylux. So that's, I think, where you're getting the respin. Now we do have a lubricant as well that is part of more of your intimate wellness from a sexual standpoint. Now, I don't know if you're asking this, but I'll answer this anyways, because this does come up sometimes. Like, could you use this with this? I mean, if you just want slip, yes, but this really is your sex lube. This is your intimate lube. If you're looking for a little more slip to make this easier to insert for your 6, 8, 10, maybe up to 12 minutes, the Photonic gel has a little bit of a slip to it, but it also increases the power. This is not your intimacy gel, okay? But everything is clean. So these are all clean, OBGYN formulated. So Dr. Sarah and the team of OBGYN. So I hope that answered your question. I know it's a little bit convoluted, but Cherry, hopefully that answered your question. Oh, good. A couple of you have picked up the Joylux. So a couple of you grabbed the Respin. Excellent. Well, the Respin is again available here at joylux.com. If you're watching on social media, I invite you to join us at our joylux.com page where the live shopping event is happening as we speak. The reason you want to go there is you can actually see the different bundles we have. You can see the questions people are asking. You could ask your questions. I can't jockey between the social media. So if you are interested, I invite you to join us there. Are they water-based or latex? Well, let me see. Water-based. Yeah. Water. Aqua. And they're all clean as well. So actually, Lauren, let's put up the information for the respin. Both, again, are doctor formulated, OBGYN formulated, but this is why Hallie created this. So to help with pain during sex, treats vaginal dryness, right? Enhances comfort during intimate moments. And that could be with your toys as well. So if you are looking for something with slip and, again, two different reasons, but of course we know that this is also going to be inside your body. So this is created completely clean, and it provides unparalleled hydration. So how does it do that? It actually has aloe, vitamin E. It's also got hyaluronic acid. So this is going to give you an incredible slip. It's unscented. It's not one of those weird blow on it, tastes like blueberry. It's your intimacy gel. And when Hallie created this, there was nothing on the market that she had found that she liked. And so she had, the way she has talked about this on the Instagram page for Joylux is, if you feel like you're having razor blades, in there when you're having sex, like that's why she created this. She wanted to get back to spinning again. Like, let's take a spin around the block, honey. So that's why she created this. There's actually some super cute videos on the Joylux page. If you're ever on Instagram, go take a look. There's lots with Dr. Sarah there. Colette's on there. Hallie has done some videos as well. And there's a lot of really good education. So it's well worth going on there. But this, by the way, comes in two different sizes. So we have it available in the 40 ml and we have it in the 60 ml. And I often get this question is like, what's the difference? The amount and I'm going to say the delivery. So one's a tube that you squeeze and the other's a pump, and you just saw, right? And one's a glass bottle, one's a little plastic bottle. So again, you don't need a lot. Gives you a nice slip, but it's also, again, really great hydration. Now, we also have a vulva moisturizer that goes on the outside, but again, this is helping keep you nice and lubricated. And again, hyaluronic acid, it's not sticky and gummy. I don't know if you've ever, used any of those other lubes, which, by the way, I'm not going to trash anything else that's out there, but what I would ask you to maybe consider is, who created those? This is women creating for women. This is doctor created. I don't know if doctors have created the others. And also, this again has been created and supported by one of the most public facing celebrities out there. She's got a new movie, I think, coming out. And so, for her to put her name behind something and to also endorse our pro version of the vFit is no small thing. So hopefully that answers your question. Oh, good, Deb. Good job. Good job. Oh gosh, respin. Okay. Cherry said, I have a potential bladder issue. Will it help make it better? Listen, Cherry, I'm not a doctor. And bladder issue is such a broad thing. So if we talk about bladder leakage, which let's talk about weak pelvic floor. So if what are some of the symptoms of weak pelvic floor? Careful how, broad you laugh and how loud you sneeze and trampoline, like we know what we're talking about. The vFit is clinically proven to help you with that. It helps with pelvic floor strength. Again, it helps with sensitivity and all of that. And on top of it, this is a device. This is a treatment tool, and it's not something that will interfere if you're taking other medications. So, if you're talking about having a bladder infection, no, I'm not a doctor, but this is not for your bladder infection. Will this interfere with other things that you're doing to help with your bladder infection? No, because it's non-intrusive. There's no, it's not an ingestible. It's nothing that can interfere. Now, but I'm not a doctor. And again, it's not created for all bladder things. It can help though with, pelvic floor strength, which again, sometimes, I know is tied to bladder issues. So if you have questions about that kind of stuff, the short answer, Cherry, is you have to ask your doctor, right? Like, will red light therapy help with that stuff? If with your specific thing? What I can tell you is what the vFit is for. This is your personal trainer for your vagina. It uses 3 mechanisms. You can hear the sonic vibration, which I'm going to turn off right now, just in case it's coming through the microphone. We've got the high-powered red LEDs, and we've got a gentle warmth. You are inserting into your vagina up to the light, and you're starting off with 6 minutes a day. Then you go to 8 after a couple of weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. Then you go to 10. And if you are interested in the pro version, you're going to go up to 12. Now, you might be thinking, well, gosh, Dawn, I've been using my vFit, my classic. I think it was Martha that has a vFit. Anyone that has the original or the classic, I should say, you can, if you ever want to, make this a pro version. Now you can't add like the chrome to it, but you can have all the stuff that this does, like the extra treatment time, the more sonic modes, again, higher power. You can do that if you want with our software upgrade. You don't need to do that today. You don't have to do that today at all. This is an option to you. And in fact, when you are in the app or periodically, you might get asked, do you want to upgrade to Plus? You can or don't. You're going to be perfectly fine with this. But if you did want those additional advanced features, they are available to you without having to buy a separate device. Sherry, you're very welcome. I'm glad. I'm not a doctor, so I'm never going to say something that would get me into trouble, but also like I want to make sure you're taken care of, and it's best if you talk to your doctor about certain things. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Mish, or is it Mesh? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Is it safe for someone with thickened endometrium or fibroids without the red light in reading blood flow to make it worse? So again, I'm going to say doctor conversation. I hate to sort of do that. And there might be a better answer by calling our Joylux customer care line, just because they have more resources than me, including access to Dr. Sarah. But there are some of you that have very specific issues, and I just want to be mindful and responsible too, and make sure that I'm not giving you incorrect information. I know what the vFit is for, but that doesn't mean there aren't other benefits that might benefit you from other things that you have. Maybe the red light therapy would help, maybe it won't, I don't know. So I would love for you to ask for your doctor on that. And this is why these shows are meant to be educational. I will always tell you the price and the bundles that we have, but this is not meant to be pressure for you. I am meaning to educate best I can, show you how the devices work, and then to tell you how to get the products if you feel comfortable and when you feel comfortable getting these. So I hope that helps you. Are the wipes that you can use to clean worry about infection? Gosh, okay, so here, that's a great question. So as part of a couple of the bundles, the starter kit plus the empowerment bundle, we offer the wipes as part of the bundle, or you can purchase these separately. You get 30 of these wipes. These are not your body wipes. So this is very, 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 very important to talk about. This is to clean your vFit, or frankly, you could probably use these to clean your other, if you have like any personal toys, you could probably use these as well, if you wanted. Now, do you have to have these? Absolutely not. If you are worried for whatever reason, or if today your budget doesn't allow for you to pick up the wipes, or you're like, no, I'll decide on the wipes later, no problem. You're going to just use warm water and a little bit of gentle soap. Simple, right? Of course, you can clean your device. The reason, first, these are here for a variety of reasons, but probably the bulk of it, same reason we use sometimes makeup wipes. This is not, again, for your skin. This is for your device. It's also simple. So let's say, you're using your vFit in the morning, right? And I'm going to grab this. So you've turned it on and you've gone, okay, we're starting at, let's go to 8 minutes, and we insert into our vagina. We've used our photonic gel, maybe that we purchased. And then, 6 minutes breezes by like this. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to finish watching or listening to my podcast. And you're like, darn it, I can't keep going. Well, it's going to turn off. You can also use the app to almost like a bit of a remote control for this, because it can activate your device, but also manual. And then the simple thing sometimes is you just have these photonic wipes by the bed, and you're just going to go like this, right? And go like that. And then you're just going to, plop it into its case. Easy peasy. So that's kind of what makes it easy for you. So the short answer, I know I went into a long answer, but I thought I might as well explain what the photonic wipes are. Yeah, the short answer is no, you don't have to have the photonic wipes, but they are a nice, convenient, easy way. And also just to ensure that you're cleaning, you can kind of really make sure you get the coverage okay. You give it a wipe. This doesn't, you don't have to worry about drying it off. It's kind of like ends up virtually dry, and you're done. But great question. Great question. Absolutely fantastic question. Good, Deb. I'm glad that. Foam toy cleaners. I don't have any foam toys, so I'm not even sure what those are. I only know of a few different kinds of toys, so I definitely don't know. I don't know about any toy cleaners. And we don't have any toy cleaners at Joylux. at this point. We have the cleaner, the wipes for our vFit. So if this will work with your foam, great. I don't know. Foam seems a little porous. I don't know if they have special cleaners, but I'll leave that to the experts of the foam toys. Hopefully that's okay. Okay, let me take a little pause on your vFit, because I want to talk about some of the other products that we have. I did touch on your Intimate Her, your Revitalize Her Vulva Moisturizer. It does come in the bundle with the rose gold, but you can also purchase this separately as well. This is your vulva moisturizer. So this is going on the outside. So just again, vagina is internal, vulva is outside. And I know there's other areas as well, but we're just going to say anything outside the vagina in that intimate area. Although you can use this for your face if you want to. Look at the great ingredients that we have here, right? So what I always like to draw attention to, the coconut and the mandarin orange blossom essential oil, it's so, you'll smell it. And most of our products, like our cream and everything, and our lubes and our photonic gel, they're unscented. This one is scented. And we've also got the She Bar, which is like a similar scent because it's got similar ingredients. So this is your moisturizer, and it's not, we call it a moisturizer, even though it is a serum, because we don't really want to put a big, like thick goopy thing down there. Sometimes you have medications that are like that. This is not that. This is an elegant moisturizer in almost like a serum kind of consistency. And it's beautiful. It's a great, great option for you to just, again, take care of your vulva area. And one of the things I always wonder if you're thinking like, grandma didn't use a vulva moisturizer. Well, I'm not sure that's not 100% true. Like for a lot of years, women have been using things like coconut oil down there, and coconut oil can be very, very good down there. There is that in here too. But it doesn't have all of the other ingredients that we have here. This is, by the way, completely clean, this formulation, and created by Dr. Sarah. So if you are dry on the outside, your vulva is dry, that can be uncomfortable. So this can provide some comfort. It also just makes you feel like you're really taking care of yourself. And you'll see, so very, very moist, but not like slippery, sticky or anything like that. So it will absorb beautifully, on the vulva and just kind of make you feel really, I mean, we don't need serum for our face specifically either, but we know the benefits of serum. Just the same there, for years, maybe you haven't used, but I invite you to try it and see what the difference is. Sometimes you don't realize all the benefits and maybe the things that you were not liking about a situation until you had an option for a different outcome. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never used a vulva serum before. So that's our Revitalize Her. Lots of great reviews for this online as well. I will tell you that, if you don't want to use a serum for your face down there, right? Because there's actives and all that stuff when you use like your face serums. But if you did want to use this on your face, you absolutely could. That's how elegant and quality the ingredients are. Now, I want to highlight, and we'll go back to the vFit after. So if you're thinking like, Dawn didn't answer my question, we have time for questions after. I want to introduce you to the Cold Her bra inserts. Back when I worked at the shopping channel, we used to get what we called like our host pick. So it's like, oh my gosh, like this, I will swear, well, I swear by all these products, but like my little unsung hero at such an affordable cost are these bra inserts. And so why would you want these Cold Her bra inserts? Well, maybe you're experiencing hot flashes, the hot flash that starts at your chest and then just bubbles up like a volcano. And, all of a sudden you're sweating and uncomfortable and irritable because of all that. Maybe you just run hot. This was created kind of for that menopause, perimenopause, hot flash thing. But I will tell you that there are many women that use this, if they're breastfeeding and they've got sore nipples, or even if you live in a hot climate or you're on vacation or you just run hot. So these go in your bra. And when they are at their solid state, it's almost like a coconut oil kind of consistency. So you can hear it's like basically solid. And by the way, I've traveled with these, so they kind of count as a solid as long as they're solid. Now, what you can do is you can either put these in, I'm going to say like proactively, which is sometimes what I do, knowing that it's like a warm day out and I'm going to go for a walk, or you can put them in at night or whatever in anticipation of the eventual hot flash. So what happens is this has phase changing material. And so when this is against your skin, and by the way, they don't need to be refrigerated. Okay. This is the solid state. So you put them in your bra, right? They're super, discreet, like you would never know that one of my boobs has one of these inside the bra. And again, what happens is they absorb the heat that you are emitting, and then it lets off coolness. And so I'm going to take out one of the inserts that I put in about 45 minutes ago, maybe about an hour ago. So I only put one in. So here is what it looks like. And then after, for me, about an hour, we are into phase change. Look at that. So you can see there's still lots of coolness to be emitted, right, to take on my heat. But where the heat has been taken on, it's now gone into liquid state. So, when it's a complete liquid state, obviously it's no longer letting off any of the coolness, which is why I always say pick up a couple if you can, because they're not very expensive. They're $21, and these are great, by the way, if you have bridesmaids or mother of the bride, like you're getting married, grab these for your summer wedding or destination wedding. But yeah, this is what it looks like after about an hour. So I still have time for this. And so it's a great, great product. I'm still on my first set, by the way, and I've had these almost a year. So they last for a really long time. They're still completely solidifying. So great, great buy. If you have any questions about this, or if you've used this, let me know. There are great reviews. This, I think, also has been written up. Someone, I can't remember what magazine, and pardon well, it's not really bad language, but we're all girls here, right? I think someone was literally cool your tits. But we're actually just, again, hitting from the chest where the hot flash starts. And then, so we're capturing it at the source, I guess, is what we're saying. Different than some of the fans that you'll buy. And also those fans, you can't wear with your holiday gown or your Valentine's dinner or Mother's Day brunch, right? Or you can, but it's a little more obvious. These are really discreet and they fit inside your bra. Let me see. Oh, Cherry, I'm going to answer your question. One more question. Can I use baby wipe, 99% water, 0 fragrance, 0 alcohol? Yeah, I mean, we really want, so warm water is what I was saying. Absolutely, you can. The reason we recommend these photonic wipes is because they're designed specifically to cleanse your vFit. And also, don't forget, there's medical grade silicone. And so this will protect your silicone. Do you know, it's sort of I have a Peloton. And they specifically say don't use certain kind of Lysol wipes on your Peloton or Clorox or whatever, because it can damage the materials, right? So the wipes that we have here don't interfere with the materials. We know also that warm water and gentle soap won't interfere with the materials. I can't speak to every other wipe out there. I'd like to think that you're probably, to some extent, maybe you're okay, but we can't promote that because we don't want you to have a poor result. And then you say, oh, Dawn told me we could do this. So, and also we also want to make sure we protect your LEDs and everything that's sort of around here. These wipes are really designed to also remove the bacteria kind of in all of these spaces here. So I hope that answers your question. Honestly, I promise you, if you don't want these, you're totally fine with your warm water and gentle soap. I don't want you to ever think oh gosh, Dawn told me I have to buy these. No, these are recommended for the reasons I just mentioned. But if you want to wait on these, that's fine too. The reason I like the bundles is because in a lot of cases, it's you're getting certain elements of the bundle for free. So if we look at the starter kit gives you the classic, the wipes, and the photonic gel. And so, I mean, honestly, I think with the saving, it's almost like you're getting the wipes for free. So the bundles are kind of a really good way to go. But yeah, if you just pick up the classic today and you want to hold off on the wipes, you'll be fine. I just would be careful what else you put on it other than gentle soap and water. Yeah, Cherry, I'll use the soap and water to be safe. Yeah, great job. Yeah, good job, Cherry. That's what I would recommend that. So thank you for asking. That's a really, really good question. Someone added the cooling bra inserts. Love it. Love that for you. Okay, let me talk about the She Bar. So the She Bar is another one of our, to protect your intimate wellness. And this, I know it looks like soap, but it's actually a cleansing bar. So there are no harsh soap ingredients. There's not even soap in this. It's totally clean, OBGYN designed, and all clean formulation. I think I mentioned that. pH balance, that's the other one. So it's really important, and regardless of what you're going to, whether you're picking up the She Bar or not, Dr. Sarah would be the first to say, listen, if you are going to do something down there, just be wise of what you're doing. Okay. Rather than grab, whatever soap, actual soap you have in your shower or bath, you've done your body, and men will use it on their hair and their face and everywhere. Cause I know everything is using it on everything. Before you use it on one of our most, delicate and important areas, and also highly sensitive areas to, things like detergents and all sorts of other things. Before you just kind of use anything, you'd be better off to just use water. Let's be honest. Like even Sarah would say that if you're not sure of what damage you might do by putting something on there. But this actually was created specifically for, not inside. This is not for your vagina. This is for, anywhere outside in your body. You could actually use this on your face if you wanted. I guess if your husband wanted to use it on his hair, he probably could. But this is actually, this was created. I would tell you, Colette actually created this because she wanted to sort of feel fresher down there. And I always say, first of all, I'm not going to be the one, and so is Colette, and neither is Colette or Dr. Sarah going to ever try to put a stigma on your natural aroma. We are supposed to smell like we smell down there, other than the obvious. And Dr. Sarah on their Instagram page actually addresses when it's time to go see a doctor. But for the most of us, you've got a healthy vagina, intimate area. Most of us we just want to feel clean. And so this was designed for that area. So if you're not going to use this, then just be mindful of what you are using down there. Okay. That's all I would say. This is a really beautiful product. It's got shea, it's got, I think it's got coconut oil. This does smell like the orange blossom, same as our Revitalize Her. This will not be a lingering scent. So even if you use this on your body, which you can, because it's very moisturizing, it won't be like this fragrance that's living with you forever. Again, what you smell is literally the ingredients, like the mandarin orange blossom. Smells beautiful. So that's available for you right now. There are bundles as well if you do like this, or maybe you've purchased it before. I think there are some different bundles that offer you, I think bundles of 3, which maybe makes it a little bit less expensive than, or less costly than the $13. But even $13, like, this is beautiful. You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. If you're in the shower though, I would take it out of the shower thing between uses so that the water doesn't just have it, use it up. You want to save this for your areas. Really beautiful, really, really beautiful. We also, and I'm going to go to the vFit in a second. Okay. We also have a body butter. Now, this is not for your intimate area. And it tells you, it says body butter. So we know, and I think I talked about this earlier, of what aging does to our skin, right? Like we dry right out. And so that's like all of our body, and our skin, it's our largest organ. So maybe you started feeling like dry patches on your arms where you never had them before. This is going to help you. You can see I've used a lot of this. I try to, be mindful because I do use this myself, but I also use it for the shows. I put a little bit on, you can see it's a butter, like it's not going anywhere. This amount will last, will go quite a bit of ways, but it's just like any other cream that you're using, or body butter, but you'll notice how beautifully it incorporates. It's not greasy. It's not scented, which also can be difficult to find. So maybe you're a nurse or somebody that works in a scent sensitive space, or maybe you yourself don't like having scent to interfere with your perfumes and anything else you're using. And you can see absorbs beautifully. So this is a really great option for you. It's sort of funny. At first I was like, oh, okay, it's not an intimate moisturizer. No, this is your intimate moisturizer. This is your body butter. But why did Joylux put this, considering most of their products are about intimate wellness? Well, because we all know that if you're going through menopause, perimenopause, you're drying out everywhere. So why not offer you a one-stop solution where you can also pick something up? Again, everything is OBGYN, doctor formulated, designed, and with you in mind. So those are kind of our intimate care products. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Oh yeah, great. So Deb asked about any promos or coupons. If you are not a part of the Joylux newsletter subscription list, right, to be able to get notified of things like shows like this, we go live usually every couple of weeks, or any other bundles or interviews. It could be anything that's happening. Sometimes there's great blog posts. So if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll receive a code for 10% off of your first purchase. Yeah, so it's worth doing that. Just make sure you go back into the replay, watch the event again, and then you can, if you need to sort of hear instructions about anything, again, you can then watch and then buy whatever you're interested in. And then you'll have the code to go to checkout. And any of you that have added to your carts, do not forget to check out, especially, I know a few of you did pick up our Rose Gold Empowerment Bundle. This is limited edition. The Rose Gold does not come on its own. It comes only in the bundle. So that just tells you how special it is. Again, this is based on our classic, but it does have an elevated design. It works the same, right? So you turn it on. 6, 8, and 10 minutes are the protocol. After about 8 to 10 weeks, you're going to, make your way into maintenance mode. That's what I wanted to say. Vibration is on. I'm just going to turn that off for now. You're going to see this go quite bright. There we go. You're inserting this only to here, made a little bit easier by the photonic gel that you are also receiving, in addition to the wipes and the moisturizer, the vulva moisturizer. So that to me is the best value if you want kind of all of these things that are going to support not only your intimate wellness and health, but also give you some, wonderful experiences for your intimate areas in terms of the skin, right? The vulva moisturizer. We do also have, for those of you that are interested in our classic, there is a starter bundle which has all the things I talked about except for the vulva moisturizer. So it comes with the wipes and it comes with the photonic gel, which, by the way, increases the power of the LED by 45%. So it gets you there faster. Are you fine without it? Absolutely. Are there benefits? Yes, it adds a little slip, makes it a little easier to insert, as well as gives you more power. But you're perfectly fine and off to a great running start with the classic vFit. And then we've got the Pro device. This is the one that Halle Berry decided to collaborate with Joylux on. She experienced the Pro device. This is the one typically the doctors would typically refer people to. Again, more power, some advanced modes and different cycles, and on the sonic modes, more power, more LED, all of that kind of stuff. But this is when Halle Berry said, "Hey, I want to attach my name to this one," right? And her company. So more LED power. Wow, bright, right? Additional 12-minute session time. So an additional 2 minutes relative to what you already have on the other. So total 12 minutes. More vibration modes. Again, the vibration mode is to help with the circulation, to help build up the strength of your vaginal muscles. So Kegel's great. This will also help. This is the game changer that Halle said every woman must have. And you actually, when you pick up the Pro device, which is the Respin Joylux collab, you also get a note from Halle. I mean, it's not addressed to you personally, but it is a personalized note that she has given. Her signature's on there, and she just talks about how important it was for her to have this product and how, she hopes you get these kinds of incredible results like she has. And she does call this a game changer. This, by the way, also won an Oprah Daily Menopause Award. Not award, award. So we hope you, if this is of interest to you, this is available not in any kind of bundle. You can build your bundle, add different things if you want. And again, if price is standing in the way today, for whatever reason, remember, we also have a membership, which allows you to get this home. I think it's for $169, plus puts it on a payment plan, and you get some other curated products. So it kind of sets you up for a little bit of subscription, which just ensures you have the consistent products that you need for consistent overall well-being in your vaginal area, and of course in your vulva, on your vulva as well. One last look at the comments in 1 second. Once again, let me show you how this works. Power on, right? There's your charging, by the way. Charger comes with, just plugs into the end, right? And when you plug it in, you'll hear a little bzz, bzz, and then it's starting to charge, and the light will be red. And then when it's green, you're fully charged. And by the way, I charge these up all the time because I'm live all the time and I'm turning them on and off and all this other stuff. But for most of you, you're not even charging them up after every use. You can, but just if you forget, it's not like you're only starting off 6 minutes every other day. So that's on. Then you press again for your 6 minutes, 8, 10. If we were using this one, you'd go up to 12, but both of these go up to 6. So you notice it's not on yet. Now you hold it down. You hear the vibration. You see the light. You can change with this button right here. You can change the cycles of the vibration. And again, think about what vibration does for athletes. Think of, right? Circulation, lymphatic drainage, all that stuff. Muscle tone. So that's, other than lymphatic drainage per se, that's what's happening with your vagina and the muscles inside there, same as like, and then the red light promotes healing, tightening, and tissue repair, cellular regrowth. This helps also with your natural lubrication. Remember, this is your vagina personal trainer. This is like going to the gym. The JJ is going to the gym. The gym. It's your vFit. It's your personal trainer. And again, you can turn off the vibration if you want. It's 6 minutes every other day for about like 1 to 2 weeks. Then you go 8, then you go 10 if you want to go 12. Do you want to go slower? You can go slower. If you decide you want to go a bit faster, you can. But again, the protocol is designed to take you through a progression of treatments. Like you don't typically go and run a marathon after having never stepped foot on concrete. You would typically do a little walk run. Then you would ease into the run. Then you go on longer runs. That's kind of what we're doing here. Same way, it's like your personal trainer. So think about it in a logistical way. And this, again, protocol has been designed by doctors, board certified OBGYN, Dr. Sarah. And then you got the red light. So that's how all of the devices work. Again, it's the difference between the Pro version and the Classic. The Classic has the Classic with bundles, the Classic without bundle, and then there's a Rose Gold, which is the Classic that looks pretty and also comes in a bundle. Let me see if there's any final questions. Okay. Deb, I see that Lauren's answered your question, just was having an issue with the promo code. There is a phone number if you ever have problems at all, or if there's the phone number. So thank you for flagging that, and hopefully you get that promo code all figured out. Trust me, they're going to make sure you get it all figured out. But thank you. And we know you're excited to get your vFit home. I think that is it. Oh, okay. Denise, how long does it take to feel real difference when using the vFit? Let's pull up the testimonials if we can, Lauren, on that. And again, this is just a sampling of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials that are available. So, and this is the results, right? That again, based on the clinical study, 24 participants. But if we pull up the testimonials, thank you. We have Kate that says increased in just a few sessions. This is also what Halle Berry said too. Halle Berry said she felt a difference within just a few sessions. Everyone's a little different, right? So what you also asked is, could you use daily to speed up the, absolutely. Absolutely you can. If you want to do this daily, you will get there faster. So you'd still start, Denise, with your 6 minutes, right? Here, I'll pull up the Classic just so we're all on the same. Some of you might just be looking at Classic and I don't want you to think you can't get the Classic. So you're still going to start on your 6 minutes, but maybe instead of every other day, or maybe start every other day and you're like on week 2, Denise, you're like, you know what? I think I could do this every day. Great. You're going to get to 8 minutes and then you're going to maybe still be in that routine of every day. And then maybe you're only doing 8 minutes for a week instead of 2 weeks. I mean, you're going to know when it's time to move on. You're going to feel like, okay, I'm ready to move on. And so, yeah, you'll get there faster. I can't say how fast because I'm not there in your body, and maybe you skipped a day. I don't know. But yeah, you will get there faster. We have created an accessible and easy protocol for everybody to do, something that we believe is manageable, but also effective. Right? And we know the safety and efficacy of red light therapy. Over 3,000 published studies, mostly by women, that talk about the safety and efficacy of red light therapy. And then you've got this device, again, that have the clinical proof, the proven results of increased vaginal hydration naturally, right? Improved sensation, confidence, tightening, pelvic floor strength, tissue repair, all of these things, again, proven results and validated clinically, but also by the reviews that we've seen out there. So yeah, you can get there faster, but also don't put too much pressure on yourself. I know that sometimes it's like, oh, I want to run that marathon right on day 1. Do something that you can sustain. And we've created like a protocol that is sustainable. Again, it's not something that should add anything to your day. 6 minutes, lay in your bed. Who's checking their email? Who's checking social media, the TikToks? Awesome. You know, many of us are born multitaskers anyway. Some of you are probably doing squats while you brush your teeth. So, you know, find the way to make this work into whatever you're already doing and treat yourself to this. You know, as we get ready to wrap, and I think, Denise, thanks for answering my questions. I understand this can help on the inside. Yes. So, but can it also help area if the lights are on the inside only? So again, that sounds like a super medical question. You could also ask the Joylux team by calling their line, because they do have more advanced representatives who have access to more information directly from Dr. Sarah. But that does sort of sound a bit like a little more medically, then I probably would answer. The lights are meant to, by the way, when you're inserting, just to be super, super clear. When you insert, and we talk about the gentle heat, when inside, it's going to be a gentle heat, right? You don't really want to be like laying this on the outside of anything. It's not going to like, just, you're so sensitive down there. So I just want to be mindful, like this is meant to go inside your body. Okay. And that's how this is designed to use. And I know we had someone talk about, will you get a little bit of pleasure from this? Maybe. And if you do, call it a cherry on top. If you don't, this is designed for your health and wellness, like physically for your tissue and pelvic floor strength and all of that. But if you happen to get a little extra benefit, well, I'm not going to, hey, I'm all about that. So that's part of your health and wellness too. You're very welcome for answering questions. And I do thank you. And I know everybody, we went a bit over, but thank you for your time today. I hope I was able to answer your questions. You can watch this replay anytime you want. And let me just see what Lauren said. Okay, I'm going to read Lauren's answer to Denise's question, or it was Deb's question. Let's see. LEDs work internally. Many women also notice overall improvements in comfort throughout surrounding vaginal tissue with constant use for additional support in the external or perineal area, like the site she was talking about, which I don't, epistomy, I can't, sorry. Great, okay. Yeah, so there's some great, and there's also actually, okay, so there's another product in there that could help with that area. Great. And it's linked in the comments. So if you're watching the replay or you're watching on social and you're like, I need that link, you're going to have to go to joylux.com, and it's on our replay. So yeah, we really do try to make this educational for you. I thank you for your time. And I know sometimes, it's been a lot harder to talk about these things in the past, but I hope that you know that you're in a safe space, and I'm always here to answer your questions. You can follow me on Instagram at Dawn Chubai. It's just my name with no space. You probably see it on the site here. And if I can answer it, I will answer it for you. If I can't, I'll direct you to the Joylux team. But I've been doing these shows for a while now. And so I feel like, we've become quite a wonderful supportive community. And so I thank you for being a part of it, especially some of you that have been watching multiple shows. I hope you're getting the answers you need. I hope you get the healing you need. I hope you get the life that you deserve to lead. And that's really what these products are all about. This is meant to support you in your journey through menopause, perimenopause, preventative. Maybe you don't want to get to be the raisin as quickly. Maybe you want to stay a grape as long as you can. This can help with that as well. So thanks for making us a part of your journey. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please reach out anytime, and we'll see you next time.